Good day, everybody. My name is Randall Reed-Smith, and I serve on the Governor's Cabinet as the curator for the West Virginia Department of Arts, Culture, and History. And today we are celebrating history, West Virginia history. Each year during the legislative session, during History Day, we honor our history heroes throughout the state of West Virginia. And today we're bringing that to you virtually by our history hero, our state archivist, Joe Geiger.
Good morning. My name is Joe Geiger. I'm the Director of West Virginia Archives and History. Welcome to the 2021 History Hero Awards ceremony. Usually this annual event is part of History Day at the legislature, and we look forward to a full celebration next year. Despite our inability to gather in the Culture Center Theater, we are grateful that technology allows us another means of recognizing our history heroes on this day. Each year, groups and organizations working on behalf of the preservation of historical resources and the dissemination of West Virginia's history have recognized the passion and labor of their most significant contributors through the annual History Hero Awards. Over the past 25 years, hundreds of dedicated individuals have been recognized by the historical community as history heroes. History heroes are individuals who go beyond the call of duty to ensure the success of local historical, genealogical, preservation, and museum organizations. These recipients have been recognized for their years of dedicated behind-the-scenes service or for a significant contribution, such as preserving a site or collection, or publishing a work of family or local history. Our historical and genealogical societies play an indispensable part in preserving our local heritage by protecting historical sites, producing publications on local history, and providing access to documentation that offers insight into the communities and counties that make up our great state. These organizations have chosen as history heroes a select group of individuals who have furthered efforts to provide opportunities to celebrate our rich heritage and to educate students of all ages about the fascinating history of the communities, counties, and especially the people of West Virginia. Today, 17 individuals from across the Mountain State are being recognized. These are West Virginia's 2021 History Heroes. A lifetime member of the Mineral County Historical Society, Carl D. Denney Avers tirelessly helps those seeking to learn about their family or community histories and has given several presentations to both the Historical Society and a local genealogical society. He helped instigate and provided financial support for a newspaper digitization project at Potomac State College, led a fundraiser for a World War II memorial at Kaiser High School, and made a detailed study and analysis of early surveys and land grants in the New Creek and North Branch of the Potomac area. Avers is the author of a family history and a 2019 history of Trinity Lutheran Church in Kaiser. Nominated by the Mineral County Historical Society, history hero Carl D. Denney Avers. More than 7 years ago, Jack Bowers and Cynthia Mowry Bowers assumed responsibility for the Pendleton County Historical Society's Grave Register project and completed collecting data and editing the 2013 volume. They then began work on the updated and expanded 2020 volume that contains more than 16,000 records. The couple also have hosted and boarded a team of researchers who were tree ring dating some of the county's oldest log structures. Jack Bowers has been a member of the board of directors since 2012, co-chaired a committee that purchased and installed a flagpole memorial to Charles Boggs Jr., and assisted with the transfer of a collection of early farm implements. Nominated by the Pendleton County Historical Society, history heroes Jack Bowers and Cynthia Mowry Bowers. William Skip Deegans has spent countless hours in the Old Stone Cemetery cleaning stones, as well as helping host cemetery preservation workshops, raising money for improvements, and guarding the cemetery at Halloween to prevent damage. Deeply committed to preservation of the cemetery, He recently shared information about a family plot and the refurbished antique fence that will be placed around it through a storyboard presentation to the local garden club. He also has helped raise awareness about cemetery preservation and other historical topics in the Greenbrier Valley through the publication of regular newspaper articles. Deegan also is a member of the Lewisburg Historic Landmarks Commission. Nominated by Friends of the Old Stone Cemetery, history hero William Skip Deegan. Helen Edmonds was the treasurer of the Rollsburg Area Historical Society for more than 10 years. She was the driving force for the annual quilt show during the Society's World War II reenactment events and spent endless hours working on quilts that were raffled off to raise funds for preservation of the old Rollsburg High School building. She has made many desserts for the annual spring dinner, worked at the dinners and at the museum, and donated baked goods for sale. Edmonds has brought a great work ethic and dedication to the Society and has been a great inspiration to others. Nominated by the Rollsburg Area Historical Society, history hero Helen Edmonds. Wendy K Elkins has assumed a leadership role in the Wheeling Area Genealogical Society as newsletter editor since 2018 and vice president pro tempore since late 2019. She provides program and research information in the newsletter and through the website, promotes local historical information, and participates in period costume at events throughout the Wheeling area, including cemetery tours and genealogical meetings. Ellswick made a concerted effort in 2018 to save the 240-year-old former Ohio County Courthouse building in West Liberty that would have included moving the building to Wheeling and establishing a Revolutionary-era park. Though ultimately unsuccessful, her effort raised awareness about the history of the building. Nominated by the Wheeling Area Genealogical Society, history hero Wendy K Elkins. Eleanor Finn is a former vice president and president of the historic Shepherdstown Commission and served on the board of directors from 2011 to 2017. Under her leadership, membership and donations grew, and the organization developed its first 5-year plan. She worked to diversify exhibits at the historic Shepherdstown Museum to represent the contributions of African Americans. In addition to a major museum exhibit, Finn oversaw the collection of African American oral histories that are now part of the permanent archives. She also presided over the Commission's commitment to improvement and maintenance of the Shepherd Cemetery and secured grants for repair of the stone walls and wrought iron railings. Nominated by the historic Shepherdstown Commission, history hero Eleanor Finn. In 2020, Philip A. Hayes prepared a detailed and insightful analysis of the Big Beaver Creek ancient fortification site, purportedly Raleigh County's oldest man-made structure. Using engineering techniques and contemporary reports to analyze earlier data and the supposed physical site, Hayes has suggested that the case for an ancient Indian fortification has not been made. His work resulted in a monograph titled The Ancient Fortification Legend, a reevaluation, Big Beaver Creek Site, June 6, 2020. Nominated by the Raleigh County Historical Society, history hero Philip A. Hayes. Paul C. Hoblitzel III is president of the Oil, Gas, and Industrial Historical Association, of which he was a co-founder in 1989. His efforts have dramatically increased public interest, historical tourism, and preservation concerning oil and gas history in Wood and Work counties and around the state. With the creation of the Oil and Gas Museum in Parkersburg and later the Burning Springs Park in Work County, as well as the addition of Henderson Hall in Boaz, Hoblitzel has helped make the association a multi-site historical concern dedicated to serving into the future. Nominated by the Wood County Historical and Preservation Society, history hero Paul C. Hoblitzel III. Mary Ellen Howe turned her fascination with her family history into a lifelong defining moment. Not content to rely on online computer research with its inherent risk of unsubstantiated information, she traveled to the sources in West Virginia and Virginia to locate original records on the Bailey lineage. The result has been 4 books on the ancestors and descendants of Richard Bailey, one of the first settlers in the area. Howe has donated the proceeds of her latest book to the Mortgage Fund of the Mercer County Historical Society. Nominated by the Mercer County Historical Society, history hero Mary Ellen Howe. Ron Kirk has been vice president of the Greenbrier Historical Society for 10 years and has been involved in a variety of activities. For several years, he served on the Personnel Committee and was especially useful for interviews and checking references. A retired engineer, he has provided valuable information and assistance in upgrading electrical, heating and cooling, and technology systems. He also created videos for the local public access station that promote home tour events. In the past year, Kirk has developed a training program for new board members to ensure that they understand the organization and their duties and responsibilities. Nominated by the Greenbrier Historical Society, history hero Ron Kirk. Kevin Andrew Pruett represented the General Hugh Mercer chapter, Sons of the American Revolution, at the dedication of the Gold Star family's monument in Princeton in the fall of 2020. In addition, he has been an historical interpreter and educator for the SAR at various events, served as honor guard, and striven to preserve local, state, and national history. Pruett has begun efforts to locate and preserve the grave of Continental militiaman John Peyton Bailey, one of the first settlers in Mercer County. Nominated by General Hugh Mercer chapter, Sons of the American Revolution, history hero Kevin Andrew Pruett. Ken Sexton has worked tirelessly for the past 7 years to preserve structures in Wheeling that were integral to the city's growth at the turn of the 20th century, many built for glass or pottery workers and reflective of the diversity of the people who lived in them. Vacant for many years, these houses were full of debris, had leaking roofs, broken windows, and unlocked doors, and had become hideouts for the drug and transient population before Sexton purchased them and restored, refurbished, and repurposed them for new working-class people. His current project is a 4-unit craftsman-style building in South Wheeling. Nominated by the Friends of Wheeling, history hero Ken Sexton. A charter member of the Cooney Ricketts chapter of the United Daughters of the Confederacy, Rebecca Renee Raymie Spencer is chair of the Graveyard Markers and Interments Committees. She locates graves of possible Civil War soldiers, researches them for military records and family, cleans tombstones, and prepares paperwork for inclusion in a UDC database. Spence participates in memorial services, presents historical programs, and lectures at reenactments and other Civil War events as an Appalachian woman educated in using herbs for medicinal purposes and their contribution to the medical field during the Civil War. Nominated by the Cooney Ricketts Chapter 2726 United Daughters of the Confederacy, history hero Rebecca Renee Raymie Spencer. Gary Stephen has been the chair of the Building and Maintenance Committee of the Brooke County Historical Museum and Culture Center since 2016. He has given more than 400 volunteer hours to get the first floor of the museum up to code, doing electrical, plumbing, and carpentry work, and installing fire equipment and security cameras. He also worked on 2 furnace boilers. In addition, in 2020, Stephen remodeled the meeting social room and ran wiring to the outside of the building, which made installation of a new museum sign easier. Nominated by the Brooke County Historical Museum and Culture Center, history hero Gary Stephen. Leslie Thomas founded the Montgomery Historical Committee in 2012 and has been president since that time. He has collected historical artifacts from the Montgomery and Fayette County areas and helped purchase negatives from the Sunny Glen Studio, which operated in the town circa 1950s to 2000. This past year, Thomas spent more than 50 hours helping with the Montgomery History Mural, a public art project on the Grid building, and provided the scaffolding. Also in 2020, he helped dedicate a marker in Pratt honoring Mother Jones. In addition to leading the Montgomery group, Thomas is president of the Fayette County Historical Society. Nominated by the Montgomery Historical Committee, history hero Leslie Thomas. Sue Former Wagoner is the current secretary of the Pleasants County Historical Society. She has scanned, named, and filed photographs in the genealogy room at the Pleasants County Library. In addition, she spent many hours scanning 12 logbooks donated to the Society, making notebook copies for use at the library, and providing Society members with an electronic version. Wagoner has done similar work for another donation, the Pleasants Regular Baptist Church, 1857 to 1882, additionally providing a transcription of the handwritten pages. She also helps set up displays in the Historical Society's trailer for use at special events and is present to discuss the displays with community members. Nominated by the Pleasants County Historical Society, history hero Sue Former Wagoner. This concludes the 2021 History Hero Awards ceremony. Congratulations to all of our history heroes. We also wish to thank all of the organizations that participated this year. We look forward to gathering next year to celebrate another History Day.